What up? Shout out to the collective right now. How you guys doing? All the bodybuilding aficionados tuning in. This is a little recap of prejudging, and just before we get into finals here in about 2-3 hours, the California Pro 2018 here. You know, instead of starting with the front runners and you know, the first two call outs, I want to talk about just a little bit of people who again could be overlooked and overshadowed just because they don't have an Instagram following or what have you. But you know, coming into this show, you guys, Gerald Williams, you know, he was, I talked about it in a previous video, he was Olympia qualified and competed last year. Man, the cat has made improvements. From the backside, his back is detailed. It's showing aesthetic and flow and symmetry. He still lacks in the arm department, but overall he has pulled his body parts up to where there's pretty maximal proportion for what he can pack into his physique. But I'm impressed by that guy, and his conditioning's pretty on point. Even next to Lionel, his conditioning was just even exploiting Lionel's lack thereof. And then getting on to Manuel Romero, coached and trained, I believe, by, well, I don't know about coach, but more recently trained by Milos Sarzev. And shout out to Milos. Great video quality and picture quality in this show. Anyways, Romero's quads are absolutely second to none. This guy's packing a bunch of size up top. Not the most aesthetic beast, but at the same time, there's very few people in the industry these days who are actually packing quadriceps that match their upper half. Even in the top Olympia physiques, you know, the top 15, sometimes those are the only guys who will mildly even have proportion there. But Manuel Romero, phenomenal quadriceps. Rafael Brandao, that Brazilian cat, young guy, you know, tremendous shape, tremendous potential. This guy, he kind of reminds me of a Pavel Jablinski from the 90s era, kind of just where he has a lot of aesthetic, a lot of muscle, and just a lot of room to grow. This is not his show, though. I mean, he should be placing third or fourth, but at the same time, he still is looking soft to me in like the chest department, and even his abdomen and legs should be more separated. And from the backside, he just does not have the depth. The density is not there yet, and his back flat out could have more width. But he does have tremendous potential. Another thing I wanted to say was Nathan does look absolutely more shredded, and it's, you know, one of the top 3 conditioned guys besides that Wade, that competitor, something Wade, who resembles Dorian. But at the same time, I was noting that Nathan, from the backside, like, he starts to get stringy. Even in a side bicep, he looks stringy next to Sasson Haradi. So, you know, Lionel Bayecki, again, he makes everyone look like a child on stage. If he just could bring it on with his conditioning, he would be it. He would be the winner. But unfortunately, it looks like Lionel actually doesn't even have to abuse anabolic compounds. He just doesn't know how to really come into absolute shape. But as you can see, he basically holds that shape that he's in on stage year round, pretty much, which is phenomenal. So, you know, the two front runners, Nathan Diasha and Sass, both look absolutely phenomenal. I love Sass's just density, and he does have an absolute genetically blessed physique. The guy can grow flat out. He's just thicker than a Snicker, dude. He kind of disappears in the front double bicep pose. I think that's his weakest pose. But at the same time, his rear lat spread is absolutely dominant. I love his upper trap development and his erectors going down his spine. It is a domineering silhouette. Just like I was talking about this on Milos's page, just like how technically Lionel Bayecki has a very domineering silhouette. Just like these other, like making these other guys look like boys on a playground sometimes. It's crazy to watch. It is absolutely crazy to watch. But shout out to Lionel. Keep going, homeboy. But Nathan Diasha does have the conditioning. Like I said, he kind of looks stringy in some of these poses, like the side bicep. I'm not a huge fan of his high lat insertion points, but his abs are in, and he's keeping everything tight. He looks just like bursting out of the seam. Massive shoulder development, so he should take it, you guys. But besides that, I think that pretty much wraps it up. I'm going to probably do another little daily dose after the finals. See if we end up with Nathan at the front runner. So I hope this gave you guys a little helpful hand. Other than that, I'll be around for a daily dose. Be up, stay up, and be good.